Please rise for silent invocation, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will the clerk call the roll?
Councilmember Foley?
Here.
Councilmember Tremont? Councilmember Stiltner?
Here.
Vice Mayor Bastian?
Here.
Mayor Burnett?
Here. We do have a quorum indeed on this wonderful and beautiful Sunday afternoon. In some ways, because we're here on a Sunday, I kind of wish it was raining outside, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. We've got 3 items to discuss in regards to the Community Development Block Grant. I've had a request to go ahead and open up all 3 items so that they can be presented simultaneously, and then we can go back and vote on them individually after we've had our Q&A. So item 4, which is recommended motion there, is a motion to approve the CBDG past year 2019 amended annual action plan and authorize staff to submit this to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. May I have such said motion?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and proper second on item 4 of the agenda. Item 5 of the agenda. The recommended motion is to approve the 2020 annual action plan and to authorize staff submit it to the U.S. Housing and Urban Development.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion proper second on item 5. Item 6. The recommended motion is to approve the Cdbg draft 5-year consolidated plan, including the proposed 2021 Cdbg annual action plan, and to authorize staff to submit said plan to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on items 4, items 5, and item 6, the action items on the agenda. Wayne, do we have presenting on these items today?
Jamie Miller's going to do the presentation for us.
Okay. I see you brought the proper equipment up here to help you through it.
Yes, a little Sunday energy. Mayor and Council, thank you for coming tonight. Before we get started, I did want to acknowledge those in the Finance Department who worked to pick this up and kind of run with it to the finish line, particularly Allison Sylvester, who is here tonight. She is our grants accountant, so I did want to make sure to make mention of that. So we are here to discuss...
I'm sorry, who are you again?
I'm Jamie Miller, here, interim deputy city manager.
Robin's smiling, thank you.
So today we're going to discuss 3 items that you mentioned, item 4, 5, and 6, and we have a brief update for you on the CDBG related items. That is the Community Development Block Grant items. This first slide here, we do have a picture that shows you the eligible areas of the city of Port Orange for the use of CDBG funds. We did become an entitlement city in 2006 and have received over $4 million since that time from this program. This is a federal program through the Housing and Urban Development Department, and we focus a lot of our majority on infrastructure in these areas that you see in front of you. So to highlight a little bit about the process that we are required to stay compliant with in order to receive these funds, there is a 5-year consolidated plan that we must complete. Through that, we have to provide a needs assessment and then a strategic plan of how we're going to meet those needs. Through that process, we identify our priorities for funding, and typically our priorities focus on public infrastructure improvements, public facilities, and economic development. There are other things within our plan. Just because it is not listed as a priority doesn't mean it's not eligible for funding, but these are the items that we typically focus on. So once a 5-year plan is developed, we are required each year to develop an annual plan. And in that annual plan, we are required to identify the projects that we are going to submit for consideration, as well as the impacts of each of those. And then at the end of each year, we are required to provide an annual performance report, or a CAPR, which is an item that says, how did we do? Did we meet our target for our annual plan? So what you will see today is the submittal of 2 annual plans, that's item 4 and item 5, and then submittal of the draft 5-year consolidated plan. And within that 5-year consolidated plan, there is the first year of the annual plan for the new plan. So to highlight, item 4, we mentioned this is an amendment of the 2019 plan, which has already been submitted. The original plan was to work on the Howe Street Stormwater Improvement Project, as well as some planning and administration costs. That project is slated for completion in early 2022, but we are declining a special COVID-related funds that we received because we intended to help with utility payments, housing payments, but it was determined later that that would be a duplication of services with what the county is providing. So we are going to go ahead and decline those funds. We never received any funds, so we're not actually returning anything. We are just not going to charge anything against that. Item 5, you will see, is the submittal of our 2020 annual plan. And these items have gone through their appropriate citizen comment period. And this one will focus on improvements to the city center sidewalk, as well as appropriate planning and administration that we have every year. Item 6 is our consolidated plan, as mentioned. Again, the focus is going to be on public infrastructure and facilities. And for the first year of that, we will be focusing on the Causeway Park and Seawall Improvement Project, as well as some planning and administration. I do have staff here if you guys have any questions about any of the plans or any of the projects as well.
If you wouldn't mind, obviously, in my years of doing this, we've never done this on a Sunday. And we're here on a Sunday for a reason. And I think and we're also kind of looking back a year, and as well as looking forward to the plan. I think it kind of important that you or Wayne comment on that for the record for us before we proceed, if you don't mind. Could you, Wayne?
Sure, I'll start, and if Wayne wants to add anything, that would be fine. Items 4 and 5 are within a normal time frame. We do have a deadline that we are targeting to meet for the August 16th, which would be Monday. So our citizen plan does require us to bring this before council before we submit it. So this was the day that we were able to establish a quorum with council in order to submit this rather than on the 17th, which is your normal meeting period. So items 4 and 5 have had their completed citizen period. There was some provisions related for COVID which is why you're seeing a little bit of delayed for the 2020 plan, but this is on time. Item 6, we are submitting a draft plan, which we will anticipate will require further work to bring back to you within 45 to 90 days, because we are behind on that.
Yeah, I think that that's an important admission, because if we're here on a Sunday, getting things done on time is important, but getting us down to the last second, I know that you both will do everything we can if possible to make sure that does not happen again.
Yes, sir.
We just can't do that.
Yes, sir.
Questions, council, on what's been presented so far? Scott?
No.
Drew?
No.
Jonathan?
No, sir.
Okay. Jamie? Thank you.
Thank you.
Would anyone here care to speak to the item? Come on up, Reverend.
Council members, Robert Reinhagen, 1425 Dexter Drive North, Port Orange. At a recent City Council meeting, you reviewed the Capital Improvement Program. I've gone through the list in that agenda packet twice. I found no mention of a CIP project for a causeway seawall. I have found some worthwhile projects dealing with flooding and drainage in the subject census tracts. I do not understand how the causeway seawall rose to the top of the pile and was selected for this latest submittal. The city claims that a detailed account of the activities and costs associated with the CDBG program are on the city's website. I have not found what I would consider such a detailed account. For me, you have simply not done an adequate job of defending how you arrived at this choice. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you. Anyone else care to speak to the item? There being none, back to council. Comments or questions? There being none, on item 4, call the roll.
Councilmember Foley,
Yes.
Councilmember Stiltner,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Bastian,
Yes.
Mayor Burnett.
Yes, 4-0. On item 5, call the roll.
Councilmember Foley,
Yes.
Councilmember Stiltner.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Bastian,
Yes.
Mayor Burnett.
Yes, 4-0. On item 6, call the roll.
Councilmember Foley,
Yes.
Councilmember Stiltner.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Bastian,
Yes.
Mayor Burnett.
Yes, 4-0. Thank you very much. I guess we will see each other again in just a couple of days, right?
Oh, yeah, Tuesday night, yeah.
In 50 hours. We'll see you all then. Thank you very much, everybody.